Jordan Thomas Piper, 38 years of age, from California, has been sentenced 15 years to life in prison for the murder of his 11-year-old son, Roman Anthony Lopez, whose corpse was discovered hidden in a storage bin in the family's basement January the 11th, 2020. Jordan Piper, along with Roman's adoptive mother, Lindsay Piper, initially claimed innocence and ignorance in regards to the death of 11-year-old Roman, but ultimately, Jordan Piper admitted to his part in Roman's death. He took a plea deal for one count of murder in the second degree, which holds a maximum sentence of 15 years to life in prison. If it were up to me, I would say death penalty or minimum life in prison. The father and the adoptive mother were initially charged with torture and child abuse over Roman's death. The father was accused of willfully failing to provide food and water. The adoptive mother, Lindsay Piper, was accused of poisoning young Roman. In October 2021, their charges were increased to include second-degree murder. An autopsy showed that Roman had been severely malnourished and dehydrated until he died. Purposeful starvation. He weighed a mere 42 pounds at the time of his death. Imagine an 11-year-old boy weighing 42 pounds. Skin and bones. Complete emaciation. 2 years prior, medical records show that he was relatively healthy, weighing around 61 pounds, and he hadn't seen a doctor since that time, which opens up a question mark there. Perhaps it ought to be mandatory for children to have thorough checkups at the hands of a doctor on a regular basis, every 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. But it seems like a severe omission to have allowed a situation whereby the father and the adoptive mother of Roman Anthony Lopez were able to do what they did: starve, poison, dehydrate Roman Anthony Lopez to the point that he died, completely emaciated. That could have potentially have been avoided if there were state mandated laws such that every child had to have a regular checkup from a doctor or a nurse or such. In addition to the intentional starvation regime, Roman was regularly beaten. He was also restrained to his bed at night using zip ties. He was also forced to use diapers. Roman was initially reported missing. He was found a few hours later, deceased. The father and adoptive mother claimed complete ignorance. We have no idea what happened. We don't know where they found him. We don't know if an autopsy has been done. We don't know anything. But thankfully, they were both charged the following day. The adoptive mother, Lindsay Marie Piper, was charged with willfully and unlawfully mingling a poison and harmful substance with food, drink, medicine, and pharmaceutical products. So she poisoned him. She initially pled not guilty. She changed that to a no contest plea. With that, she was found guilty of murder in the second degree, and she was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. Again, I'm happy with the life in prison aspect, but I'm not happy with the 15 years aspect. Is she going to get out after 15 years? I'm assuming that there's no option for parole, but would that be a fair situation if this scumbag banshee adoptive mother, Lindsay Piper, who pleaded no contest in regards to poisoning her 11-year-old adoptive son, Roman Lopez, who was also starved to the point of emaciation, would it be fair that she gets to walk the streets in 15 years' time? No, it wouldn't be. So I do hope that she never gets released. I also hope that the other inmates and even the guards have ample opportunity to spend some cozy time with her, have a nice little chat, cup of tea, some biscuits, talking about how she poisoned her 11-year-old adopted boy, how she, along with the father, starved him, beat him, tied him to his bed, forced him to wear diapers at the age of 11, claimed that he went missing when they knew where he was, they knew what had happened to him, they knew that they had starved and poisoned him to death. Let's hope the other inmates get to express their feelings on the matter. Let's hope the guards get the opportunity to treat Lindsay Marie Piper in the manner that they feel is appropriate. Give her all of the attention that she deserves. Whilst investigating Roman's murder, the police department seized various digital devices from the household. They discovered child essay materials. Around 433 nude images of one minor in particular were found on Jordan Piper's cell phone. Many of those images were created by Jordan Piper and were focus shots of the minor's genitals or pubic area. In addition, a video camera was placed in a manner to maximize the chances of recording the genitals of a minor and other users of the bathroom. So not only are these two scumbags murderers, but certainly the father is also an absolute sick pervert. Took hundreds of nude images of a minor, had a video camera in the bathroom, and he was charged for that. He was given a 15-year sentence for being found guilty for his perverse actions. And as per the terms of his plea agreement, Jordan Piper's murder sentence will be served concurrently with his sex crime sentence. So it is possible that Jordan Piper, the father who starved, beat his 11-year-old son, Roman Lopez, to death, and separate to that, with another victim, if I understand correctly, took hundreds of nude images of a minor minor, took video footage of a minor, it's possible that he may get out of jail in 15 years' time. Possible. It's also possible that he might spend the rest of his life in jail, in prison, but it's possible that he might get out in 15 years' time. California, what the fuck are you thinking? Why would you run the risk of letting either of these two sickos back on the streets? The both of them are responsible for the death of Roman Lopez, and certainly the father is also found guilty of the creation of sexual material of a minor, large quantities of sexual material, and you're going to run the risk of letting him out in 15 years' time. Why the fuck would you do that, California? Get your values straight. You need laws in place such that there are minimum sentences for these kind of situations. I would say minimum life in jail. Why the fuck not? Why would you want the scumbags like this back on the streets at any point? Who does that help? Oh, well, we've got to think about people's civil rights. Fuck that. They transgress society's laws. They transgress society's morals. Not just a little bit, but way too much. They killed a child. He, the father, took copious amounts of nude images of a minor. These are not people that deserve anything from society. Whatever rights we could claim that citizens have been revoked for scum like this. Society owes them nothing. If it were up to me, I would invest a couple of dollars in a little bit of brass, bit of lead, and dispense them rapidly towards the back of their heads and be done with it. I would save the taxpayers money in housing these pieces of shit. That's how I would do things. But at the very least, lock them up for the rest of their lives, even if that is a gross expense to the taxpayer. But they do not deserve to walk free at any point, and society doesn't deserve to have such scumbags amongst them. You find these scumbags, you give them the opportunity to have a fair trial, and then you dispense with them. You get rid of them. You don't give them every chance for the rest of their lives. They just don't deserve such benefits. Anyhow, I've gone on a bit of a rant there, so I'll wrap things up at this point. Ultimately, the father has pled guilty to second-degree murder of his son, Roman Lopez. He's been sentenced 15 years to life in prison. The adoptive mother has also been sentenced the same amount after pleading no contest to second-degree murder of Roman Lopez. Full condolences to the remaining family and friends of Roman, a tortured boy, literally. And I can't believe California's exposing themselves to the potential that these sick, evil individuals get to walk free after 15 years. I really hope that that is not the case. I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. If you're in a position to consider joining my memberships, please do consider that. If you're not, that's perfectly fine. If you have any comments, feedback, positive or negative, please do drop them. And also, if there are any cases, either recent or historic, notable for one reason or another, that you'd like me to cover, let me know. I will Google, I will research. If you have an article in particular that you'd like me to cover, drop it in the comment section. I will take a look. But again, I'll thank you for your time. Take care.